Let them talk
Yeah, not left there anymore.
if they want to. Talk don't bother me. I want the whole wide world to know.
And welcome to Let Them Talk. I'm Paul DiRienzo.
And I'm Miss Joan Marie Musi.
And we're here to, we have a very interesting show about something that's actually dear to my heart because I saw it in San Francisco, the Cliff House in San Francisco. But Walter Kehoe here is our guest, and Walter is an expert on automatic antique musical devices. I'll let you call them instruments.
Yes. Yes.
Welcome, Walter.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I'm
thanks for
glad to be
coming.
here. Thank you for inviting me.
Right. So, Walter, tell us a little bit. What do we mean by automatic musical instruments?
It's an actual instrument that is played either mechanically in some fashion or other, and it is
Like a
by
player piano.
like a pre-programmed instrument.
Wow. So
Like a player pianos, for example.
Player pianos, music boxes, phonographs are also included in it, because it's automated sound.
Right.
I see. Well, tell us, because what I think of the player piano, right? The guy, in the Old West saloon, and it had the
rolls.
The rolls
Right,
were
yeah,
going
yes.
around and around, and the piano was playing itself, and of course you had the piano player, not a pianist,
Right.
and who would actually be making believe he was a piano player.
That's right. They did use them in the turn of the last century in Nickelodeon taverns, in bars, they used it as background music in theaters also in the silent film days, in the early days. They used pre-recorded rolls that came with the films actually. So they used them for the background music before it was on the film itself. So it's a musical. People have always wanted music in their home, and the only way to get it in the 19th century was to have some sort of mechanical playing of an actual instrument. Before the days of digital, but it was digital because it's a binary code on the music roll. It's either on or off. So and it's patterned after the Jacquard looms. Right, exactly.
What was the pattern after? I'm sorry?
The Jacquard looms. Were programmed again by perforated sheets.
The looms that would make clothing in a factory.
That's right,
at
and
the time.
Intricate designs. So that's
into fabric.
right.
Yeah.
And a lot of this was started in Switzerland and Germany, and we incorporated it over here. The particular instrument that I spent 14 years of my life restoring was made in Germany by J.D. Phillips and Sons, and it was brought into this country, imported by the Rudolph Wurlitzer Company, who used to have a showroom right here on 42nd Street in Manhattan between 6th and 7th Avenue.
New York was a piano factory center at one point?
Yeah, it really was. There were hundreds of piano manufacturers in the New York area. Today we have maybe Steinway and a couple of others that are still, and Steinway is not doing all that well either.
Were these companies that made your full concert pianos, the pianos that people bought for their parlors and their homes, the same companies that made the automatic
The players,
version?
yes, and they were competing for the market, so they produced a product that anybody would buy. And if you couldn't play the piano, why lose the sale? Okay, not only did you sell a piano, you sold the rolls for it, and
Now tell us more about this project that.
Yeah, because I have a lot of questions. You just opened it up.
Well, the machine I restored is called a Wurlitzer Mandolin PianOrchestra. It's all one word. It's a Model 33A. It's the only one of this model that's known to exist today.
And it's huge.
And it's huge. It stands 10 foot 9 inches tall, 6 foot 6 inches wide, 4 foot 6 inches deep, and it weighs 2,800 pounds.
Wow!
So it's a big machine.
That's what the piano movers.
It originally came in 3 crates originally, and it was brought over here from Germany. It was made in Germany, sent over here, and it originally saw service in the Coney Island area in a dance pavilion.
That's great.
And they used it in place of a dance band.
Now, what year would that be?
There's a date in the harp that says 7/5/10, which is May 7th, 1910.
I see when it was originally made.
Originally made. That's cast right into the harp. There was a date on some of the mechanism when it was taken apart, and that's July 1931. Right. And it was taken out of the original dance pavilion by a fellow named George Messick. He was a piano repairman in Brooklyn, the Coney Island area. I bought it from a fellow named John Ford, who had a piano supply house in New York City.
Where did he keep it?
He had it stored in his friend's garage in Westwood, New Jersey, Westfield, New Jersey. John had hoped to get an 11-foot ceiling in New York City. He had a piano business in the 70s, on the 70th Street and 30th Avenue in that area. And he had hoped to get an 11-foot ceiling. Never got it, and he decided he was getting older. One day he said to me, "Walter, I'll sell it to you." So I sold it, and little did I know what I was getting into.
You bought it. You bought, yeah.
I bought a project that outlasted my original partner passed away, and my second partner on it, we had never done anything on it, Joe Hanulek. He started with me on it, and the two of us spent about half the Saturdays over a 14-year period restoring this instrument.
That's incredible.
We cut no corners, we dotted the I's, crossed the T's, and make sure that it would play for many years.
Wow. You have some pictures here, right?
Yes, I do.
I'm going to try and find them, because while I'm trying to do that, Joni, I would ask a few more questions on how
sure.
he got
Well, I have
involved
lots
in
of
it.
questions.
How did
Well, I have
you
one question that has nothing to do with this, though, but are there any wives involved in this?
Yes, but the wives are not part of it. The
Right,
wives-
but are they
both
patient beyond
yes,
belief?
Patient beyond, and it couldn't have been done. We could never have
Without
accomplished
their
this without
support,
their support.
right?
Really.
I'm telling
I mean,
you.
they really were supportive.
Because 14 years is a long time to put into a project.
Originally, we used to work 2 days a week on it. His wife and he would come into my house in Syosset, and the girls would work on ceramics, and Joe and I would work on an instrument. And by the time they left Syosset, which was an hour away from their house, and drove back home, it was 11, 12 o'clock at night.
Wow.
So that got to be too much.
Oh, sure.
So we decided to do it and just work every Saturday, and Joe and I would drive out to Joe's house and would restore it in Joe's house.
Now, that's the other thing, is location of working on it. So
Yeah.
it changed over time.
Yes. I originally, when I first got it, we took it from Westfield, New Jersey to my original partner, Phil Coteau's shop. He was a piano and organ repairman in Brooklyn, New York. And after he passed on, I had been in the process of moving into my house before he died anyway, but it wound up in my garage in New Jersey. And from my garage in New Jersey, went to Joe's house, and it's been there until last month. And it's now been taken apart again, and it's in Joe's new house in Pennsylvania.
Because he moved.
So it's moving, and I don't have the 11-foot ceilings, and Joe
Now,
was
this
hoping
is
to
a
get
lot
it.
of meticulous detail, too,
Oh, it
this
really
type
is.
of work.
Yes.
Because you showed me the album before the show, and it's amazing. Like, each and everything has to work perfectly, or the sound doesn't come out right.
Absolutely. And when I first got it, a lot of the parts were missing. The drums were missing, the roll changer was missing, the xylophone was missing.
So you did a lot of research,
It took me 10
too,
years to find all the original parts before we even started working on the machine.
And also, you're in contact with other people that do this kind of collecting, and people helped with photographs, and you machined parts.
I belong to an organization called the Musical Box Society. It's now the Musical Box Society International, and that group has had meetings every couple of months.
So you got to know
and
other
every
people.
time I go to a meeting, I'd ask, "Were you at George Messick's sale? Were you at?" And somebody'd say, "Oh no, but so and so was at it, and he bought this or that." And I'd track them down and locate the parts and buy them from them.
So this is research. This is detective work.
Absolutely.
This is
Absolutely. All of it.
documenting
Yeah,
everything, because the photographs are amazing, and it's also. But now, does the thing work?
The thing plays magnificently.
That's
It plays.
fantastic.
I do have on a website. I have. If you search under PianOrchestra, PianOrchestra, model 33A, you'll could be taken to the website. Do a Google search, and when you get there, I have 3 songs. The machine playing 3 songs. I have it playing Thoroughly Modern Millie, Alexander's Ragtime Band, and the William Tell
Yeah, and
Overture.
that's on YouTube. So
It's on YouTube,
yeah,
and you can
see that.
You can see it. And if you just search under Mandolin PianOrchestra, model 33A.
So people that are interested in this, can they find this organization? Or?
They can find out about the Musical Box Society. It's a bunch of collectors that